Wednesday, March 11th, 2022, proof of life. This morning, the agent broke into the house. Well, they had my brother turn off the alarm that states which doors open. They come to the front door. They're not even quiet about it anymore. It's quite fucking pathetic, especially when they leave, which is done on purpose. I've noticed this pattern for the last several years. So I went to bed late, 1 o'clock, expecting to get about 4 hours. They woke me up within an hour, and then, of course, they usually always put speed in my body, so I haven't slept. Spent the last, this is so fucking annoying, dude. These corrupt admirals, this is Biden, the Democrats, and the Republicans, but it's AIPAC now, so they're both a freaking part of it. But the main ones were the Democratic Party, Bill Clinton and fucking Biden, and even Obama. But mainly Biden and Bill Clinton. I don't think Obama had an understanding of what these assholes, these two particular bigots, were doing. It was disgusting seeing Biden at Jesse Jackson's funeral when he, along with Clinton, have done the most damage to African American and black men. You know, he's the one who had Kevin Samuels assassinated. He didn't die of natural causes. This is the same crap that they're doing to me, try to make it look like I passed from natural causes. It's not natural causes. You know, and then they try to use my abilities, my hyper-intuitive abilities, some would say call psychic, for their own uses. I just view it as being extremely intuitive, where I use both halves of my brain at the same time. At least on the non-ontological, though I do know that there is another higher state to that. The main thing right now is trying to block my mind from raising to its highest power and highest ability. That's why they keep poisoning my back to shut down my nervous system. Because your whole body, you think with your entire body. Not just your mind, and you think with your mind and your body. That's why we have somatic responses and things like such. One of the ways they try to use me is, MSNBC would do the same thing. Whatever I would say while I was sleeping, then they would after they broke in, then they would use it on their next, especially Morning Joe, would use it on their next broadcast or whatever. They did that with Sean Ryan, especially last time after I spoke about how the book of how Kathleen Kennedy tanked the book of Boba Fett, mostly because of her bigotry. And AIPAC not wanting anyone who looks brown to go through the hero's journey. Because what most people don't realize is most Ashkenazi Jews, who are bigots up against everybody, in the Bible, when it says Egypt would never rule again, to them that means black folks. Kemet did not look like Arabs. Arabs came after the lightning of Egypt came after two things: the Greeks and the Arab conquest. Kemet, as Egypt was called by themselves, was the land of brown-skinned men who looked more like me. They weren't dark sub-Saharan African, but they're like me. And so this is, and even darker. So this whole thing about, and when it wasn't about this, when it was in the Bible, it wasn't about, and that was mostly about the Jews just giving a little throw. Because ironically, everything about Judaism is still linked to Egypt. It's hilarious. That's why a lot of the rabbis despise Christ, because it definitely came from Egypt and came from, because it's a universal, Christianity is very universal, especially if the stories are that true, that Christ went to both Egypt and the Indus Valley to learn and study. But then, that's another discussion. So anyways, I really try to find positives, but it's when you're getting attacked, where where you're supposed to be able to build your line and build your soul and go into this, and it's constantly being interrupted by corrupted politicians who, I truly honestly believe Joe Biden sold his soul to the devil. And then he goes to church to pray. He sold his soul to the devil. No ifs, ands, or buts to it. I think a lot of these politicians did. I think the main reason they hate Obama is I don't think he did. I think he's one of the few politicians who didn't sell his soul. Oddly enough, him and Bush. I don't think Bush did either. Second or the first. But a lot of the other ones, they without a doubt sold their soul. Anyhow, have a great day. And hopefully it's positive. Find a good vibe to just flow on. Peace.